Dakota land where the skies are wide and the freedom stands. With a Bible in my hand and a prayer in my heart, living this life where the wild plays its part. Dust on my boots and my hat pulled low, got my trusty rifle and I'm ready to go. Hunting the game as the sun hits the sky in the heart of the 701. I feel so alive. Guns and the 701, that's how we roll. Faith in the good Lord, that's how we hold the line of the legacy that runs through our veins in this wild, wild land where the spirit remains. We're living free, living bold, side by side, with God on our plate and our hearts open wide. Ranching the fields, the cattle run free with a purpose so strong, it's our grand legacy. The rivers run deep as we cast out our lines, fishing the waters where the North Star shines. Got the warmth of the sun with the chill of the night. With every shot fired, we're ready to fight for the freedom we cherish. The second is true. With family beside us, we stand through and through. Guns in the 701, that's how we roll. Faith in the good Lord, that's how we hold the line of the legacy that runs through our veins in this wild, wild land where the spirit remains. We're living free, living bold, side by side, with God on our plate and our hearts open wide. In a world that's spinning with sins that they wield, we stick to our values. Our fate is revealed with the word as our guide. We tread on the earth, a community built from the love, not the curse. Raising our voices, singing loud through the night, for God and our freedom, we'll continue the fight. Let the rifles ring out, let the spirits align. In North Dakota's embrace, our souls intertwine. So when you hear the gunshots and feel that proud sound, know it's faith and freedom that echoes around. From the fields of the ranch to the depths of the lake, with God on our side, there's nothing at stake. Guns and the 71, forever we'll stand in the heart of our faith in this great free
All right. Good evening, everybody. It is Clay Peterson, your faithful host here on Guns of the 701. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Of course, we have a special guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself here pretty quick, but I want to start out like I've been starting out every single program with a prayer. So, Lord, we'd like to thank you for the blessing of today and that you carried us all through safe, sound, and joyous. We had a beautiful day. We had beautiful weather, and we know that everything belongs to you, Lord. We ask that you watch over us, you watch over the men and women who serve this country, and you bring peace to the turmoil we're seeing. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. And, of course, I always love to start this program off with the Second Amendment. And I'm going to put it up there for everybody. I know it by heart, but the well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And that is so important. Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm going to get to a bunch of these. Good evening, 18 Wheels. I don't know, you traveling tonight there through on that truck? Brian, great to see you, fellow MVE. We love having Brian on here, faithful follower here. Eric Newman, good evening from the better half of the Dakotas down there in South Dakota. By the way, Grizz's Taxidermy does all my work, and I do highly recommend him. He does a really, really good job. Hey, Dan, over in the Western Edge in that Dickinson area. Good evening, Dan. Leon, I think you're going to be joining us here shortly as well. And Kevin, hey, over there on X. Kevin, great to see you. How is PA doing? You know, I've been hearing about Pennsylvania quite a bit. Going to be an interesting election in there. All right, little rundown. Leon Francis, Blackbeard Logic, also part of Guns and 701 Network, is going to be joining us. We got Alex Balazs. He's joining us. And I'm telling you, I'm glad to see him in this race again. He is running for the North Dakota United States Congress once again. He was the endorsed candidate in 2024. I believe he'll have to correct me. But with that, I'm going to bring everybody into the mix here. Let's have some fun tonight. We're going to go anywhere and everywhere with this. So I'm going to start clicking everybody in. Hey, Alex.
How you doing, Clay?
I think I had Leon. I must have missed it. There we go. There's Leon.
Good evening, guys.
Good.
Alex.
Leon, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. We are already getting slammed over there on Kick. So we'll just go ahead and boom. We'll take care of that. That's like the third one I've clicked off even since we started the show. All right, guys. So, Alex, I've talked to you. I know who you are, but why don't you introduce yourself and just kind of give us a rundown of what's in store here and what you're up to.
Well, thanks, Clay, and thanks for having me back on. It's been a while, but I'm looking forward to this tonight. I'm running for Congress again. I ran in 2024 and was the endorsed candidate. Did not make it successful through the primary, but I plan on doing better this time. So for those people out there who are just meeting me tonight, I'm a veteran, served in the Air Force, the Navy, and the Army. Retired with about 12 years active and then 10 years in reserves. Worked for the State Department in multiple places overseas. And finally retired here to North Dakota, to my grandfather's farm near Candu, where we've been since about 2015. And I still do some contract work, range work for the government when they call and need an old guy to guide them through some things, you know.
Good deal. So, and as I can remember, and I said, I didn't lose track of you really, but like the rest of us, we just weren't out there after the elections. Where are we doing a whole lot? We did the show here, but we moved on to a lot of other things. But I know you're a very conservative guy. You love the Second Amendment. I know there's absolutely no doubt in my mind you share the love of the Second Amendment in its true form, and you're a hunter. So I mean, right there, that's an A+ in my book.
I'd like to point out the fact that
I wanted to do more.
I met you out. I'm sorry. I like to point out the fact that I met Alex at the convention. I shook his hand and spent about 5 minutes with him, just kind of jaw-jacking, and he had my support. So there you go. If that counts for anything, anyway.
Yeah. It does.
No,
it does. I think down in Fargo,
I
think kind of outnumbered, but I'm looking for conservatives down in Fargo.
That's it. Right. Leon can hook you up, right?
Oh yeah, I got a couple things.
Might know people. Yeah, I was actually close to you guys this past weekend. I was doing a little ice fishing. Ice fishing was horrible this past weekend. It wasn't just us. Nobody was catching fish. So I was in that would be the Valley City area, just a little west of there on a lake called Fox Lake. So
yeah, good
ice on it. We saw the fish in the live scope. We were able to see them and tease them, and nope, they didn't bite. We had a few strikes. That was it. So do either of you guys do any ice fishing?
Well, I'm a black guy, so
you don't walk on water.
What are we doing?
I do not ice. Yeah, okay. I do not ice. Yeah, if we can't hunt it and chase it down, ice fishing might be therapy for somebody, but I just wait for them. I'm too eager, you know.
I can tell you that the new live scopes, it was the first chance I've had to actually fish one of them. I've heard all kinds of things. Otherwise, we use a little blinker light called the LAUER. There's other brands, but I'm telling you, it's almost as good as having a camera down there. And, it helps you. If it wouldn't have been so windy that day, we might have grabbed a portable, went around and drilled holes, and you try 5-10 minutes, you'll find them. I mean, that's ice fishing. They fish running schools, unless you're going after walleyes, not as much, but those panfish do. And they just weren't biting. Nobody was catching fish. There we go. Yeah, Noble Day. It says Vexlar and Live. There you go. Yeah, and we had them. We had both, but we were just using the live scope. But yeah, if we'd have went out there and maybe hit that lake a little harder. I know a buddy of mine was on Jamestown Reservoir. Took him a long time, but he did finally get into. He caught like 5 walleyes and 6 perch, which or was it crappie? I don't remember. But he was out there from 10 o'clock till 6-7 o'clock at night. So it was a long day of fishing for a few fish. You don't have that much patience, do you, Leon?
Absolutely not. Like, no. I'm like Alex. I like a good hunt and stalk like the next guy, but that's about where my patience kind of runs out. And I like to fish, but I like to go to my spot. Me and Eli have this spot out in Fort Ransom, and it's where 2 streams kind of come together. So there's a big hole, and there's a lot of cat in there. So yeah, you throw that lead sinker in there, and you're pulling fish up all day long. So
you don't go out there noodling if you're getting into the cat.
When I was in Louisiana, that's a whole nother show, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, even I haven't done that yet. You and I need to talk, Leon. You should maybe take a trip with us when we go down to Florida and do our hog hunt. I think you'd enjoy
100%.
that. I think
100%
fun. All right, sounds good. I think I'm going to fly this time, but there's a group of us.
I'm not flying. I'm not a flyer.
Well, there's going to be a vehicle heading that way. So while I get down there and start ahead of you, you guys can be making that 2,200-mile trip. That'll work for me.
I'll do that.
I've done that trip a few times. So anyway, all right. So how about we get into nuts and bolts, Alex? Why don't you tell us? You know how this works. I'm not worried, but tell everybody we've got new subscribers and new listeners on here. Why are you running, and what's your platform? I've looked at your website, but I imagine it's better from the person themselves, right? There you go. Corey will drive, Leon.
I'm running again. I feel like I got to ask this question a million times. Anything's changed at all? I like the current representative in Congress for North Dakota was experienced enough to hold the job or to do the job. I understand I got beat and I need to work harder at it, but the reality is that we need better representation there, and on a grander scale, because we're about 1/2 inch deep, and we've got a follower there. She'll vote however she's told to vote, and that's about it. And you get things that come out 5-6 months late. You need somebody to put in inflation and working harder for North Dakota, and also linking us back to keeping our state sovereign, keeping our rights clear in the state, and having the federal government just do what the federal government is supposed to do. But you got to get your bang for your buck, and we're not getting it right now in North Dakota.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Leon, what'd you say on that?
Yeah, so what it sounds like is you're not a cheerleader. You're a statesman. And one of the things that turned me off about the whole cheerleading aspect of your opponent way back when is I didn't resonate. I didn't see statesman or stateswoman. I couldn't feel that. And then when I met you, and you just kind of come off like this Sam Elliott type dude, calluses on your hands. We're talking about your lab and your truck and your guns, and I don't know if you remember this. I had you on my show, and we just kind of chopped it up for a little bit, and I could feel that kindred spirit there that I just cannot feel when I'm speaking with some of our other representatives. There's a very few of them, like Dan Johnson, folks like that. And so when I say, I support you, from day one, I supported you. I want to ask you one question, and this is just for my, just so I'm at ease with this. Oh, you're a Christian man. Enough said.
Yep.
I'm working better at it, and I got to say that today because
I am a horrible Christian. So
go ahead, Alex.
Well, I got to tell you, I got a lot of work to do on it, but I'm reading a lot more of the Book of John. I learned a lot talking to people. I've always had a super hard faith. I mean, I don't know, just being overseas, being in different zones and stuff. I've had a faith that I felt guided me, and it was a hand on my shoulder always. And that's the reason I'm back here safe. Nothing happens without God. I believe that. But I need more. And I believe now, after talking with folks more, that it's the only way to carry us through. And having that faith is really the only way that's going to get us through this. And I'm gonna work harder on being a better Christian going forward. You know, I know that God guided me. I wouldn't be here today without it.
Amen, man. I can tell you, as Leon can attest, I've seen some really hard times this fall, just family things, death, things like that. And it brought me very much closer to the Word of God and what He's about. I mean, every day I have my own devotion and I do a study, and then I usually share that with several of my friends, and it seems like they enjoy that. Sometimes when I'm late, they're like, "Hey, what's going on? I haven't heard from you this morning." So and then after the Charlie Kirk thing, Alex and Leon, to me, I was like, I heard he was doing that. And I was like, why am I not doing this? I've always had this belief. Why would I be ashamed or afraid what someone might think to hear the Word of God? I even did it yesterday when I was on K Fire Cafe filling in for Daryl, because what better platform to hear the Word than on the biggest radio station in the Midwest? Yep. I tell you, that's where I'm at right now, and I can't say enough about it.
Yeah.
And I'll say one other thing on being a flawed Christian, which I readily, that's the moniker I use also. But you got to understand two things. One, our Lord and Savior uses flawed men. The Bible is full of them, and they became giants in our Christian faith. Giants, because they were flawed, but God used them anyway.
Well, so look at Saul. I'm not talking King Saul. Look at Saul. You know, he was ready to persecute everybody that was a disciple in the book of Acts, and all of a sudden, boom, you know, God used him and brought him. Yeah. So if you haven't read it, guys, go read book of Acts.
And then the second point I'd like to make is, if you don't have a Theo in your life, something else will become the Theo. And I think a lot of and when I say Theo, I mean like we talk about democracies, republics, theocracies, the thing that is the driving force in your life. Now, if you don't have Christ as the Theo, then government can be your Theo. And you're in a theocracy then. And then you see, like, the reason I believe that our country is kind of in a topsy-turvy world, like Ketanji Brown. I don't know what a woman is, or, you know, just everything is so crazy now. It's because we've gotten so far away from what founded this country and made it great in the beginning. And we are having one heck of a time trying to steer this ship back on course. And in my humble opinion, we need a lot more guys with that type of grit and mother wit to steer this thing where it needs to go.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and jump in there, Alex, if you want to say something about that.
Well, I just think we have to put some skin in the game, and we can't be afraid to get roughed up when we go back to work in Washington. You're going to get some roughed up, but you can't be worried, number one, about campaigning for your next election. That's got to be something that's not in your mind. You do your work, you do everything you can best you can. You're going to take hits, and you simply do what everybody tells you to do. And I'm not saying we're not going to support good policy, of course, but I'm not going to be a rollover. But you got to know that you could lose. You could lose votes because you're just not going to suck up to people.
Yep, absolutely. It's always a possibility. And that's the difference, I think, between guys like me and you, Alex, and Leon, and I can name several other ones. We're not afraid to be truthful to the Word, be truthful to the United States Constitution, and actually stand for something, although it may cost us some friends, it might cost us some votes. I'd rather vote for that kind of guy any day than somebody who gives me lip service and, might tell me what I want to hear and then turn around and, oh, that guy's nuts over there. I mean, I don't want them people in office. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't want my ears tickled.
Yeah, I don't need that. I got a wife.
Alex, and I know one of the things that a lot of my conservative friends were giving me guff about when I supported you the first time around. They were like, "No, he's a Washington insider. He's a
he's a plant.
That was it. I couldn't remember the exact terminology.
I heard the same thing.
How do you dispel those types of ugly? I don't know. It's not even a rumor. It's propaganda. It's garbage, and I know that. But how would you answer those guys who would say that you are a government plant?
Yeah. I mean, it's an incredibly great plan that they stuck me out here at my grandfather's farm, and he came to North Dakota and homesteaded, and I just ended up here. But aside from the craziness of that, the bottom line for me is that I feel like we were guided to this. I mean, we were here a couple of years ago in the kitchen, literally, and talking with my wife when I think we just got the calling to run for this. And I had thought a lot about it before. I was disappointed with politicians in Washington. I was disappointed even when I was serving in the federal government. I was disappointed with this greater level of bureaucracy that constantly stopped us from doing things, that constantly wasted money, that constantly was involved in garbage politics when we should have been just implementing policy and getting the job done for the American people. Probably one of the reasons I left. Probably one of the reasons I wasn't super high ranking. But I was very effective when I was there, and it cut a lot of skin at times. So, yeah, my answer would be no. Yes. If you're going to say I have federal experience, yeah, I do. And I'm ready to do some nut cutting when it gets back there.
I love that. Hey, Dan, good to have you joining in here again with us, too. I haven't seen Dan on here for a while, so, yeah, welcome.
So, hey, Dan, me and you got to chop it up on one of our shows in the future. We'll talk about it. But, yeah, he's a good one, man. We got to keep it close.
Absolutely. So, all right. So I know that we know the answer to this one, but I want everybody who's not familiar with you, Alex, tell us what the Second Amendment really means.
Well, the bottom line is it's not about hunting rights. The Second Amendment is about our ability to defend ourselves and to bear arms and to protect ourselves, to protect our country. This is such a great example right now. If you look at Iran right now, they have a number in their country, 3.5 weapons to every 100 people. And it's one of the reasons why they're getting slaughtered. And in this country, it's closer to 110, 120 guns for 100 people. So the bottom line is that's our right. It's not God-given, obviously. It's written in the Constitution, but I almost feel it's God-given in that we need to defend ourselves and take care of ourselves when we need to. Sure, I love the hunting part of it and the rest, but shall not be infringed is critical. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people walking around saying they're supporting the Second Amendment, and they're still infringing our rights. Like I can go into it, and I will be happy to. But shall not be infringed is really clear. It means nothing. If we get to have these weapons, they're ours. That's our right. Whatever we choose. That's my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I guess I believe all our rights, they are enshrined and they are granted to us through God. I mean, that's how the country was founded. That's why it's so important that the government can't take them from us. You can't take something away that God has granted you. Now,
that's what inalienable means. I believe that God granted us right, and government was instituted among men to protect those God-given rights. So, shall not be infringed means don't touch. It's the second one, and it's the only one that says, hey, don't touch. So,
well, not just that, Leon. Many times throughout Scripture, we can see how God had a plan for everybody and how he created it. And he said, trust in me, just trust in him, and he would lead people out of danger. He would lead people from the lion's den. I mean, we there are so many examples. And if you didn't, or if government become tyrannical, guess what? He did make sure that those places tumbled, didn't he? The stones come down, they become ash. Look how many times he destroyed places, and then they were built back up by men men failed and they were destroyed again. So this isn't new.
And then you look at a place like Australia. They had that horrible shooting, on that beach. And what did they do? Instead of cracking down on the issue, which are these Muslim extremists, they curtail gun rights even harder, and then they made it illegal to speak ill of Muslim extremists. And you're just like, wait, what? And in that same mindset, I'll ask you this. What kind of policies do you see now that affect North Dakota that you've seen out of this administration that are good, and then give us one that you are not in favor of?
Oh, do we have you?
You were breaking up a little for me. Can you? You were breaking. You guys hear me? Are you good?
Kind of got you there. Go ahead and ask him that again, Leon.
See, that's what happens when you are way out in the middle of nowhere like I am.
You're coming through good, Leon.
Really?
I had a little trouble with Alex, so I noticed a couple times.
Okay. Well, so I'll ask it again. I guess the basic question is, we're all in North Dakota. We love North Dakota. What policies have you seen coming from this administration that you thought were great for North Dakota? And then some, even if it's not popular to say, well, I don't like that one. Give me one of your.
Go over my phone, I think.
Oh, okay. Tell you what, Alex is going to go out and come back in on his phone, but I'm pretty sure we can hash this up, can't we? I'll just click him out of here, and we'll let him come back in. There we go. I think here's what I've noticed, Leon. When someone's using an Apple product like a tablet or an iPad, whatever they call them, evidently, if they're not new enough, their processors do not process through this stream because it's such high def, and it gives us issues. So we'll let him come back in on his phone.
Yeah, you need that AO3 chip in there.
You better get him what he needs. It's kind of funny. You brought up something that I've seen in a chat today. I think Dan was in on that chat. It had to do with constitutional sheriffs, and in particular, we've seen it. Lemmon, is that his name, in Burleigh County, is going to step down, right? I think that's a good thing. The man supported red flag laws. He's not a constitutional sheriff. I've had many different conversations in different settings. I'm not a fan of his. I don't believe that he is a constitutional sheriff at all. And I don't know anything about this guy that's going to probably step up to run in his spot. But Dan brings up a very good point. That's why we need a constitutional sheriff. People don't realize the sheriff is not to serve the state. They're not to serve the HPs. They're not to serve the feds. They're to serve us. They're elected. It's an elected official office. And they are that buffer that's supposed to be between the tyrants and the people. Am I wrong on that thinking?
Oh, no. I had my wife go down stairs to the bunker and bring me up my doctrine of the lesser magistrate.
There you go.
Yeah. You're again, the way we are set up is we are supposed to have layers between us and tyranny, people that intercede on our behalf so we don't have to. Your sheriff is one of those intercessors. And way too many sheriffs, and Sheriff Yonner, when he first ran, I forget how long ago, I had him on a show on another platform, and I kind of, I asked him about it. He's a country boy, that sort of thing. And I asked him, we had a long form conversation about this topic right here, and I was pleased. Okay. So this book right here, and I said this on my show last week, this book right here, anyone that needs this book, I am planning on ordering a case of them. That one right there. It's backwards.
Just a second. I will fix that for you.
What is the
deal? I can do that. Maybe I can.
And that's my dad. He's well, it's the
there we go.
Okay, there it is. The doctrine of the lesser magistrate. And I was lucky enough to meet Matthew Tuella here in Fargo. And we had a very long conversation. But if you want one of these books, and I'm telling you, this book is game-changing. It is eye-opening. And you will understand the failure of local government and state government. Like
Leon,
once
I'm
you
going to need that book, Leon.
100%.
Send me a link. I'll just order one myself, but let
And
somebody
and
else
what
get one of the other ones.
and what I want, like I said on my show, what I want is for folks to get multiple copies, and if you support a candidate, give that candidate this book,
There you go.
and then hold them to it.
Absolutely.
Dan, you're right. The sheriff is the first and last line of defense of our Constitution, besides the Second Amendment. You're 100% correct. This book,
absolutely. That is. I don't know if you guys went to that deal. We remember during China virus, and they had the big tour that came through, and I was out there by the Minokan Park, I guess you'd call it. I know Trent Luce was there, along with Marty, our friend Marty Beard, and a ton of people, ton of patriots were there.
Marty,
yeah, and this guy would give a whole demonstration about the layer cakes, layer cake system, and that was his main whole thing about that was the sheriff. The sheriff was the most important part of that. I can remember growing up, Leon, our sheriffs didn't even have radar guns, and I remember our sheriff said, "That's not my job. My job is to protect the people and respond, not to serve the South Dakota Highway Patrol. I don't care if you're speeding." He says, "If you're reckless, I see it, then I might do something." But he goes, "That is not my function. My function is to serve the people of this county." That has changed. They now are nothing but revenuers for the state and for the feds, and they take all the money in the world, and that's how we ended up with what I sometimes, and they're not all bad, don't get me wrong, don't be blowing up my email, because there are good ones out there. But there's a lot of bad sheriffs that do not uphold their duty to the people and the Constitution. I think we got him back here. Let's see if we can click him in here. I believe we have him back. Are we back, Alex? Can you hear me? Oh, we don't have any sound. Oh, we lost him again. Whoops.
Just a little bit, just 2 seconds on that whole sheriff deal. Now we've kind of regulated them to basically being bailiffs and, the jail, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
It's like I say with men in society, we're supposed to lead. A lot of times we forget that. A lot of times we think we're just the revenue for the family,
It sure seems like it, doesn't it? Alex, we can see you, but we can't hear you. You might have to turn your audio on. If have your wife help you. Right? That's what we need. We need our wives to give us a hand once in a while.
I met his wife. His wife is, I like her.
Yes, I've never had the opportunity, but I've seen her a couple times when we've been doing stuff like this. But yeah, but getting back to the officers, especially the sheriffs. To me, the sheriff's departments have really lost their way. And let's face it, Leon, my government teacher told me over 30 years ago. He goes, "There is always strings attached to government money."
100%.
So if you take the money, you're giving up something. And that's not just for share. That's for anybody. That's why I take nothing here.
Oh, yeah.
I am very much involved in egg production. I'm one of the few. In fact, I might be, except for maybe one of my neighbors, the only guy that takes zero money from the feds or the county. And it's funny, FSA will call you, or soil conservation districts call you because they've got leftover money. You sure you don't want to do this? No, I'm absolutely sure I don't want your help. I got her covered.
And then after you take that money, you got to trans your dog. So
yeah. Well, I was looking through some of these contracts a while ago. It's been a long time. They finally gave up on me, but you used to have to give access to the project, which that didn't surprise me. I still don't want to even do that. But it ended up then, you got to give access to the land. And the land wasn't specified. And then it went from 3 years to 5, and some of them were 7 years, depending on the type of project you're doing. I've ever asked that lady, I said, why on earth would I give you free reign on our private property if we already got to pay government rent and taxes? Why would I let you on here willingly to look at anything? No, so I'm not interested. And that was the truth. People think I'm nuts. I don't really care. I don't need or want the government's help. I just don't.
Oh yeah, I learned that a long time ago. My culture, and I'm African American, but my grandma back there, she was like a quarter. I guess you'd call it native. We used to just say Indian, But
we still do. In fact, my Indian buddies still say it that way.
yeah, I said that with my eldest daughter, and she looked at me like, but she went to Concordia, so it tried.
Well.
But
So Alex is still trying to get in here. Well, we're trying to get him back in here, everybody, because Alex is a great guy. But we'll get him. He keeps trying here, so I'll just click him in here.
I'll tell you one other thing. If you're one of those odd number districts, get out, be a delegate. Folks in North Dakota, the Rhino class are trying to get in there and muck up the works. We got to make sure we have a good, strong showing. I was on the phone not an hour ago with multiple. I call them leaders in our movement.
There. Do we have you back, Alex?
Happening.
Oh, I can hear your wife, so you must be there. Oh, we had him. Alex, say hi.
I can hear.
I can't do it.
We got your audio.
Accept you.
Nope.
Oh.
I'm going back in. I can't talk to him. I'm going to text.
Yeah, you're gonna want to mute. They're gonna. Again,
technical difficulties on the fly, right?
So, if you guys are listening and you can hear me, make sure if you're in one of these odd number districts that you get out there, you become a delegate. You don't do like there is a strategy to keep everybody away from the convention.
There is, yes.
And it sucks. And we got to do better. So I encourage everyone that can hear me, get out there, to become a delegate, and to show up.
So Alex, if you can hear us, we can hear you.
Tom Dawson. We can hear you. Oh, they can hear me. Okay.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Hey, Clay, can you hear me now?
We can. We got you. All right.
Can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
What the heck? Well,
Can you hear me? I guess not.
I guess not. We can hear. So you and I can hear Alex, but he can't hear us.
Yeah.
Actually, Leon, I'm looking at your deal. Is your mic not on your system?
What do you mean?
Oh, there, now I got you. I don't know what that was about. It wasn't moving. I can see that from this end. So.
Oh yeah, I have my mic kind of turned down because it tends to boom and do weird things. So
we got you now. Alex, can you hear us yet? He cannot hear us. We got you, Alex, but we cannot hear you now.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear his wife, but he's locked up. Anyway, so yes, what you're talking about, and I know District 31, that's my district. So we lost that here last election. And Perry Schaefer and company have taken it over again. Never, ever underestimate the evil of Perry Schaefer.
Go ahead and get it set if you can. I'm still waiting for him.
Yeah,
we can hear and see you.
Yes. I wonder if I can send him a message. I don't know if that comes through on his phone. Anyway, District 31 is going to be having their meeting. I got to hop on there and see when. I'm not in the loop anymore because I'm not a member anymore. But I can tell you right now, unless we can get a ton of patriots in District 31, there's not much that can be done in District 31. They do have a stranglehold on it. We did defeat it at one time, but we did. You'll love this, Leon. We had a strategy, and it probably would have worked, but we ended up having a blizzard that night, and a lot of people didn't show up from my area because they just couldn't make it. And
I remember that.
We were so close. We were about 5 votes short is all on everything we needed. Like we got Mary in there, but Mary was able to, work with the other side where you can imagine that side was never going to vote for me. So like the vice chair, I lost by 4 votes. Anybody that was a true, hardcore conservative, yeah, it was a no-go. None of us won. So we had a split, executive committee and a split officership, which made it very difficult for anything to change. And they had actually changed the bylaws previously to make it more difficult for people like you and me to even get in there. District 31 has major problems. And unless there's a concerted effort, and I mean a big one, to just slam it, that district will probably not be regained. I know it won't be this year.
And one of the things that worry me about North Dakota politics is I see a lot of rhinos. The people that are feeding Rob Port are Republican.
Yeah,
And to me that is disturbing. And especially if you and please don't, especially if you just go and look at Rob's feed. It is stark raving lunatics over there. And we have Republicans that are feeding him information.
Yes.
Republicans.
Yes.
So I said this tonight on this call that I had. North Dakota purports to be a red state, but to me a lot of it is a veneer. It's a red veneer, but it's purple, and we need to do something about that. Matthew Simon is doing his level best. I know a couple other folks that have rolled their sleeves up and they're in there. Deanne is one of them, but they need our help. We gotta support these guys, and we gotta get out there. We cannot allow their strategy to become the law, if you will, in our North Dakota politics. It just can't be that.
And Matt's doing a great job. I mean, Matt is a statesman. I've been watching him, and I mean, I've known Matt a long time. He just keeps growing in that position. He's doing a fantastic job, in my opinion. But I can tell you right now, there's going to be a battle coming up in that next election for chairman.
100%.
And if some of these districts flip, we already know District 31 flip. Don Scheibel is commie. He might call himself a Republican. He's now the chair, which I have always had a problem with the legislature. You already hold one office. I don't want you as the chair of what's supposed to be the People's Party. You're not serving the people. You're serving your self-interest at that point, in my opinion. And Don is definitely a Perry man. Remember, we got Shane Goodall in there too. And all these guys are part of that mafia that were part of that bad system that basically led to Perry's demise, from the chairmanship. They didn't go away, guys. They've been strategizing ever since. Perry don't give up, and neither does Shane. And Shane tries some goofy stuff all the time. I understand he tried some in the last meeting, trying to say that there was some kind of Robert's Rules of Order infraction when there wasn't. Shane will lie to you without truly crossing the line. Is that a good way to put it?
And something else we need to account for. These guys are incredibly smart.
Yes, they are.
There is no shame in me saying that Shane Goodall is 100 times smarter than me, especially when it comes to procedure and just his time in the NDGOP. He has a wealth of knowledge of like Robert's rules and the way things operate. He has greased many palms in his day. And when it comes to this issue, they're smart. The only thing that we have on them is if we show up. Our grit and determination trumps their,
right.
Their smarts, I guess.
Yeah, they are. They're not dumb. They are not dumb. Yep. Never ever call them dumb because they are very intelligent. And
never think about them as dumb, because once you do that and you think you're smarter than them, they're pulling the rug out from under you. Well, you got to show up. True grit.
Perry and that company have been involved since the 80s. Okay, when this was Democrat predominantly state, and they worked at this, and they know the ropes, they know the ins, they know the game. Okay, and if you look at, I've never seen anything crazier than the state of North Dakota. I cut my teeth in South Dakota. I helped in some other states. It's pretty straightforward. You put your name on a ballot. You go get your signatures. You get your thing turned in so you can actually be a candidate, and then you go run a campaign. Yep. Not North Dakota. I've never seen this kind of a system.
Crazy.
I mean, and then there's no registration. Other states, when I worked on other campaigns, we had a registration list. You had to register, which gave us that base, right? All we have is the North Dakota GOP list, which you have to buy, by the way, if you're not an incumbent, it looks like to me in most of the time. That's not very many people.
You know that. That's a good did you know. Did you know you have to purchase that thing?
Yeah. And here, we'll chime Alex in here. So, Alex, if you can hear us, I have you clicked in, but I don't
Got
know.
no video.
But I'll tell you what, Leon, let's take a quick break here. I think that's a good thing to do. Maybe I can work on this and maybe get him back into here. Otherwise, we might have to reschedule him. But I bet you and I can handle this the rest of the show.
100%. I got to go check on my dad. He's peeping around the corner anyway. So.
Okay. So I'm going to play the long commercial because we need the extra time. So, all right, guys, we will be right back in about 4 minutes. Maybe we can get Alex back on here, and then maybe we'll get to some of these comments because they've been coming in pretty heavy too.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota Livestream and Podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just 1 block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All right, we are back. Alex, can you hear us now?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
We got you. We got him back. So I guess we could say that it was just great IT work. But you know what? Luck does play into this sometimes.
I think it was a lot of help from my technical crew, my wife, and my yellow lab.
There you
Here
go.
she
There
is.
you go.
I did it.
I'm going to boost your volume level on my end. Everyone, let me know if it's too much because I think we need a little of that there. All right, Leon, we are back. Before we go on here, then I'm going to get into some of these comments. Danny says the sheriff is the first and last line of defense of the Constitution besides the Second Amendment. Absolutely, absolutely. David Feddick, he says, Dan for Burley County Sheriff. There we go. And David's going to be with us too. He's got a brand new show coming up. Looking at the end of the month, 701 Marksman. I think you're going to like it. David did join us yesterday on the radio, kind of talked about what he was going to do, and I'm looking forward to that because he's been telling me some of the guests he's going to have. I think everybody's going to really enjoy that. Let's see. Eric says, I met a cop in Wyoming and had to pay their fee. Yeah, their trespass fee on the road, maybe. I don't do like I did when I used to travel in Montana. It was like, what, $5? And I'd be like, here's another $5 because I'm coming back in a day or two. So we'll call it a day. But it was so much fun going across Montana here. That'd have been like 1998 when they dropped all speed limits. It was weird because I'd be driving 85, 90 getting passed by patrolmen. That just seemed odd to me, but it was a great feeling. And imagine this. They had to really tweak their numbers to make it look like there were more accidents. They included things that weren't true accidents just so they could pump those numbers up because I was really combing through that stuff. They actually had no more accidents due to speed than they did before. It was just they wanted to
like the COVID numbers.
Kind of like that. Yeah, they were COVID before it was cool. So, hey, one cap, good evening. Dan says, for example, sheriffs, look what happened when the pipeline surveyors were going on private property without. Yeah, they were backing those guys rather than protecting the people that they're supposed to be serving. They should have been out there arresting people left and right. But we do have another problem, Leon, in the state of North Dakota that I had no clue until I moved up into North Dakota. If I don't put a sign on there that says you can't come on our property, then they can come on your property. That is the most insane thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get shot. I mean, that is.
It was just so foreign to me coming from the state of South Dakota where everything is considered posted. You need permission, actually written permission in a lot of cases, to go on someone's private property. And I don't know about you, Alex, but I imagine you lived in states where it's the same way, haven't you?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we now have to post up here everything, and it's got to be posted even more frequently than you think, a couple 100 yards, because people will walk between signs. There's very little real respect for private property.
Yeah, I guess I've made enough of a reputation around here because I have a different way of explaining things to people and they don't come back. I just leave it at that. And
I'm going to get a bunch of signs that says we believe in the castle doctrine here.
There you go. Well, we got
credit your own.
Yeah, I mean, we finally got, and it really was the help of Mr. Koppelman to help us put that through, that we were able to get at least a stand your ground stance in this state, because we always had a duty to retreat. What an insane idea. If somebody threatens you, you have the duty to retreat. No. And we did get that passed. Dan Haggerty says, I'm in District 33 with all the coal people. So that should be pretty good. I would think that 33's got to be kind of safe, isn't it? I guess I don't know much about District 33.
What's your shoe leather plan, Alex? To get out
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I'm just asking, what's your strategy to get out to, I know you live in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the middle of nowhere, but I'm a lot further east than like you and Clay. You're out, where are you out of, Alex?
We're in Canada, about 30 miles, right in the middle of the state, about 30 miles south of Canada. So our plan is to, we're going to get out and talk to everybody we can. We're going to do a little different this time. We're calling all the district chairs and we're talking to our conservative friends and asking them to set up town halls and face-to-face meetings so we can actually go and talk to people. And we think that's the most important thing. And we've committed to that even when we get into office in Washington, to have face-to-face town halls. And that's what I'm going to do, because I don't believe you can do everything digitally. I don't think you just own call centers. I think you have to get out and talk to people and sit down. And if it's a tough conversation, that's the way it is. We'll just do the tough conversations.
Well, sounds good. Speaking of tough conversations, I know you are a ex-government guy.
Yep.
How do you feel about, I guess, all the consternation around the ICE raids and all of that? Do you think that I have a lot of libertarian friends, a lot of them, and we are hanging by a thread right now, you know?
Yeah.
Do you believe that ICE is overreaching its authority to go in and grab illegals. Just give me your 1,000-foot view of what's going on in our country right now, especially as it pertains to the ICE agents. I guess I would say doing their job, because the last guy left the country wide open and we got a hell of a mess to clean up. But that's just my 2 cents. Don't let that color your commentary. Just give me your 1,000-foot view of that.
Yeah, so I mean, there's clear lines here that the last administration left us with this mess in this country, and I am absolutely supportive of deporting every single last person, whether they committed a crime after they illegally crossed the border, which was a crime, whether they're murderers or child rapists, all these bad people we have here. They've got to go back home, right? In fact, I like it that Kristi Noem kind of stole my comment that I made during one of the debates, which said, "Go home now." Because if you go home now, you'll get to come back later. And I'm happy to give those lines to them, but I'd rather do it from Congress. But here's the thing. One way or another, they're going home. So if all the sheriffs and all the local police and all the state police want to capture these guys and hand them over to somebody at the wherever they want to do it, that's fine with me. But those illegals are going home. So as it is with immigration and customs enforcement, immigration is a federal law. And they've broken it's a federal crime. So when ICE comes to arrest just that person, just individually, a person that's there or detained by somebody, and somebody else is going to stop that because they got a bleeding heart because, oh, this person should be here, they're a nice person and we want them to work or whatever else, it's still the rule of law. It's still a crime. So I don't subscribe to overreach in that area. So if you're just out there complaining about ICE being in the area and renting hotel rooms and being upset, I get it. You don't want to see federal officers all over you, impeding you and doing those things, but you're a citizen, so you've got that right to say that. But the illegals do not have a right to say that, and they need to be gone. I also have a problem with what I see as and I'm going to use the word agitators, but foreign money and foreign dollars and people putting good U.S. citizens in front of federal officers' vehicles and doing things and getting them all worked up, because I don't see these agitators or these foreign people getting out there in front and getting arrested. I see them talking to women and getting women out there, women with babies standing in front of cars. It doesn't make any sense. These are illegals and they got to go.
Absolutely. They are invaders, plain and simple. They don't belong here. I was watching a news program this morning, and one of the guys on there, it's on Real America's Voice, was, well, they're really not hurting. And I thought we were going after criminals. This isn't what I voted for. Of course, Dr. Gino was like, this is exactly what I voted for. If you're here illegally, get out. And that's what I voted for, too. One of the things, if you're here illegally, you've already broke the law. That makes you a criminal, right? Yeah. And I have absolutely no problem deporting these people and tracking them down. And let's get them out of our country. They don't belong here. They have no rights, as far as I'm concerned. They're not United States citizens.
And when we're talking about whether or not they are hurting, like they're not hurting anyone, I would beg to differ. Again, folks know me. I am an IT guy. I'm a network engineer. That's my trade. I run cable. I run your fiber, your coax, your RJ45, all of that stuff. I run that. I set up your network. I have been it's been a fight to get contracts where I am not the subcontractor of some outfit that's from out of state, and none of those guys speak English. I like it. Nothing cheeses my grits more than that. I'll give you two examples. MME downtown Midtown Fargo. They did a renovation where they joined two buildings, and they needed cable run between the two. And the outfit that they had was, I guess, out of Texas. And they messed it up so bad that they called me in. Now I'm a subcontractor, so the money that those guys are getting, I'm not going to get. And I took a look at it, and I'm like, I'm not touching this, because I'm the local face, and they'll see, like, when everything goes to crap. And these people had, and if you know anything about networking, they would run a line, and they wouldn't have enough cable, so they'd use an RJ45 coupler to run it to the MDF. And you're just like, wait, no, I'm not touching any of this. Boss Pizza downtown Fargo called me in after a bunch of Haitians just totally screwed that cabling job, all the crap. And I go in, I take a look at it, and I'm like, yeah, I'd have to quote you for rerunning the entire thing because I am not a patch guy. And again, that hurts me because I'm turning down business. If I take the business, though, and their network, is faulty like I know it is, then it's my local face that they see. I got cards all over the place. It absolutely does hurt the regular American guy like me, entrepreneur. I hung out my own shingle, 4 years ago. It absolutely hurts me. It also hurts those people when they can come in, and I know this for a fact, where businesses don't have to pay them the wage that they would have to pay in America. Like when you hear people say they're doing the jobs that Americans won't do, that's a lie, because I do those jobs that those guys are taking.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I'm sorry, I probably took way too much time on that, but I had to get that out because it's upsetting to me to see people fighting to keep those guys in that undercut my ability to provide for my family. It makes me very upset.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely. Well, Matthew, speaking of Matthew, I'm going to put this up here. Matthew says, protecting the states against invasion is one of the very few enumerated powers that the federal government legitimately has. Article 4, Section 4. You took my thunder, Matthew. I was just going to mention that. And
sit on your hands, Simon.
Yeah, it's absolutely. We have that right here. It's outlined right here in the Constitution. It's not a problem. And go look it up for yourselves. I guess we don't really need to read it to you, but it's absolutely a fundamental enumerated right of the federal government. And this is where I get so sick and tired of media. I don't know. What about you, Alex? I imagine you think the same way, which is another reason we'd have a great rep in the U.S. House, because I know you love this country and you want to protect its borders.
Well, I gotta say you're spot on with they are taking jobs. It's so much more broad than that. First of all, I took an oath to the Constitution many times to uphold it. Trump took an oath to that Constitution. The law enforcement officers took an oath to that Constitution. And this is a big difference between me and the current representative I have in Washington. The experience I have, this is so critical. We have sovereign states' rights. And then we have some things that are given to the federal government. And only those things are given, like, for example, this one, to enforce this immigration law. But you got to get your bang for your buck. So if you're paying them to do that, you want them to do all those federal things. And we need to drive them to do it. We need to kick the bureaucrats in the teeth and say, you're going to do your job and just your job. You're not going to step on our rights here. And that will give us a much better integrated national security policy. If people in North Dakota do that, if they make the federal officers do this, at the same time, they keep a distance from and not let them step on our rights. And I can't tell you how important it is to have experience in the federal government to know the difference between the two. And that's why I'm going to keep running for it. I think we need the representation there.
Amen.
Until 18 wheels, absolutely not. I'm not cut out for it, buddy.
Guys, I guess I missed what he said. He says, Leon run. Oh, is Elon running for Congress or Alex? Well, we do have a senator that needs replaced too, so you guys can maybe hammer that out.
Again, you see how Alex is like he's a calming effect in the storm. I'm not. I'm the storm. So.
Well, that's kind of like at one time I thought I'd maybe run for the legislature. And now I've kind of decided that I like being the guy that can walk up there and I independently lobby. I'm not a registered lobbyist. I have been in that world, but I kind of like being that guy rather than having to please everybody. I'm just not really good at that.
Yeah. I should bring this up. You're going to hear this. I'll be saying this a lot during the campaign. There's not going to be a whole lot of politics. There's going to be some policy, and I'm not going to be pandering. So when you hear this, people are not going to like some of these answers, and that is that the real thing we need is a citizen servant to do the job, to go in and take the hits and bring the things that you need in representation. But a greater issue here is I have a ton of experience working the border and watching this immigration stuff happen. I don't know if you heard me talk before about this, but I was down there when 100,000 people a year were crossing the border, and we thought it was an invasion then. And we were catching a lot of them. And now we've got to deal with this. The bigger issue is we can't look over in Fargo right now. We've got in Cass County, you've got such a liberal policy against the same thing you're seeing in Minneapolis, and you're going to see the same kind of fraud if you dig into it with that community over there. And I'm not saying every single person in that community of immigrants is doing it, but they're already having problems. And Cass County is taking a lenient attitude toward them. It's not going to work out in the end.
Yep. No, it's not. And let's just face it. I'm going to call it out because there is one side of this coin that's making this argument. It's Democrats. And let's also remember, Democrats are not who they were. Everybody's, they're not Kennedy Democrat. Don't even go. You got to go farther back than that. But
1996, Bill Clinton's presidential address. See how he talked about the illegals, how they broke the law coming in and they have to go. Like it is he would be considered a MAGA.
He
Trump
would be considered in under our tent now. I mean, he didn't support what was happening in the gay community. He didn't support invasion of our borders. He didn't support. So many different things. He definitely didn't support the tranny thing because that was kind of going on. He was an anti-gunner. He was definitely an anti-gunner. But when you look at him today, I don't know if he could even fit into his own party because let's face it, that pendulum has swung so far off of the reservation to the left. And there's a big contingency of communists in there. And yes, it's that word.
Yep.
Socialists and communists, they are different. And there is a ton of them in that party today. And the Democrat Party is not our friend. It just isn't. I did put the Article 4, Section 4 in there just so everybody could read it while we were talking. I thought it'd be good to put it up there because it does guarantee every state in this union. We have a Republican form of government and then not the party, if you don't understand what that is. And they shall protect each of them against invasion.
Yeah.
Pretty simple, isn't it?
And Alex, I have your contact info. So whenever you're in the, Fort Ransom area or Enderlin or Chaffee or Sheldon, if you're coming through that way, I'll set something up for you.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, when you get done, just give me a shout sometime. I want to definitely talk some more.
Well, that's what me and Alex were talking about. We're going to get him down here in the Sioux and Grant County area. And I'll take you around, Alex. I mean, you still probably got that old Dodge, don't you?
I got that old Dodge. Stick it with me. I got a lifetime warranty on that. I'm hanging on to that for a long time.
Absolutely.
So you guys were talking about something earlier when I was just listening, and I got to tell you, there is a big, I hate to use the word establishment, but effort to only put forth one candidate for this next congressional race. And I'm getting the message from everybody that it's going to be impossible. I don't think it's going to be impossible. I think the real grassroots, the real people, the voters is what matter out there. So I'm going to ask everybody out there, you can go to my website. I'm going to need these donations to get through this and get some signs up and the rest of stuff. And I want you to know that this is kind of like a time to change this. We really can strip this off and change what we're doing. So you can donate. You can send me a couple of bucks. You can send me a lot of dollars. You can mail it to my P.O. Box. That's P.O. Box 81 in Candu. And but really importantly, North Dakota's got some big families out there. And I would love to see people put together meetings or things and get those votes out there. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I swear they must have 50, 60 family members. If I could get their votes alone, I'd probably be in the office tomorrow,
Yeah. Well, I just put it up here. I'm sharing it if you guys can't see
Thank you.
This is Alex's website. It's alex4northdakota.com. Again, alex4northdakota.com. And here it is. If you wanted to, you can go on there and he's got 25, 50, 100, 250, and you can hit the donate. And I think that'll allow you to go ahead and choose your own. And that's what I encourage you to do. That's what you need to do. It's very, very simple. Just go click, do it, enter your info, and you're good to go. Plus, you can join his team. Put your name, your number, your email in here. And there you go. Knock in the neighborhood, knock on doors, host an event, help however you can, type him a message. So this isn't hard to do. It's easy to find. alex4northdakota.com, everybody.
Thanks, Clay. Hey, I gotta ask you guys, have you been watching this thing in the Supreme Court with this guys playing in girls sports?
Yeah, hasn't that been interesting?
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm probably, as good a guy as any. I think I'm pretty male, but I can pretty much tell a woman from a pretty far distance. I don't know what's going on there with the rest of them, but I got that figured out.
Yeah, and I don't think we even need to do the Crocodile Dundee thing, and walk up and see if she's a Sheila or not. I'm telling you, this listening to K. John, whatever her common name is, Jackie.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I guess I thought Alito did a hell of a job today. Did you hear him just hammering that lawyer?
Yeah.
This is insane that we're even having.
And he picked her argument apart with ease, just using logic. Using common sense that God gave a grasshopper.
Can a man be pregnant? Can a man get pregnant? I love it when he's like, in the end, no man has ever given birth to a child, and that's a fact. That ain't
8 billion people on this planet. Not one of them were birthed by a man. So,
I mean, it's that simple. This is retarded, honestly, that we are even having this discussion at our U.S. Supreme Court, and that we even have people on there. This should be unanimous. This should be unanimous, and it's not going to be. Not going to be.
I got a feeling that so much of this pandering that the Democrats do, even this waffling that the Supreme Court Justice Ketanji's doing, is all just to draw support and votes. And I know that that's oversimplifying it, but all this thing about supporting illegals, I really can't believe, unless, well, I guess people could be that stupid. I really can't believe people are that dumb. They're just seeking power. They're just seeking the control, and they'll do anything to stay in that power,
They absolutely will. Hey, Alex, we have a question here. It says it's from Brian. Alex, what is your strategy to change anything in a house divided by such a narrow margin that may get tighter?
And trust me, Alex, this is the rhino argument right here.
It is.
The rhino argument is that what you're going to do is you're going to peel off votes. You're going to peel off, and you're going to let a Democrat get in there and that sort of thing. So keep that in mind when you're answering that question.
Yeah, so the first thing is I think that the conservative people in North Dakota are smart enough to vote for experience over the current congressional representative. I don't think I'm peeling any votes away. I think it's a simple choice. Look, for North Dakota, I can put numbers on it. You gave your friend, I know some people like Julie, and she's a nice person. They gave her $350,000 over 2 years, over $400,000 in franking privileges, and a ton of money to put her office together. That's enough of a gift, okay? That's enough. This is the person that gave you 12 years in the PSC and a power grid that's ready to fail. So what I'm saying is, it's okay to make a choice amongst conservatives. The Constitution allows for it to pick that. And if the question to pick me, and if the question is, how do you bring people together? I'm going to be honest. It's not always about being friends. It's about being a leader, because some of those people just need someone to lead, to take a few rounds, take some hits, and they'll line up behind you. And that's how I think we pull Congress together. We don't pull it together playing softball, pretending that we're all buddies. We got to be tough, and people will follow.
Absolutely. We've seen this in Congress for decades. It don't work. Let's change. It's time to change that plan and actually stand on something. One thing I'm going to tell you about Julie, when she was on the PUC, she didn't answer my question about if she supported the Second Amendment, which I don't care what office you're working for. I'm going to actually ask you that question. And like I said, it tells me a lot about your ideology on how you answer that question, because that is a fundamental right as far as I'm concerned. It's probably the right that protects it all, because without it, we'd have been under tyranny a long time ago. And then second of all, when I kind of addressed her in the open forum about her stupid all of the above policy, I am not an all of the above policy. I want windmills gone and I want solar gone. It's useless. Put it in the private sector. If private people want to do it themselves, knock yourself out. Okay. But it is never going to support the grid. So this all of above PR crap, why are we doing it? Probably, as with anything, as I did a little bit, chase the money, and you'll see why it's even in there. I mean, we got, unfortunately, coal and natural gas and those kind of industries that are supporting it. It's all for smoke and mirrors. Enough. Let's quit that game. Tell these greenies to go pound it. Right now's the time to do it. Trump does not believe in that agenda. Let's get back to making things great in the energy sector again. It's pretty simple, but that was her ideology then. I can't imagine it's really changed.
She said that's her ideology, and she supported it. In fact, she's one of the votes on PSC, if you look far enough back, that actually increased energy prices to support other states' efforts in solar and wind. So you can't have those two things and make a energy policy that work. I got a sticker on my truck that says powered by coal. Okay, it's not, but it may as well be. So I think there's a ton of coal out there. We need another coal plant. I think you'll see. I asked for that last time in 2024, and now finally you got other people coming around to it that we need to build another coal plant. We need to expand and not continue to retract.
Yeah. Justin puts up here. He says the only thing that the Democrats do is try to push the envelope of de-energy, which is true.
Degeneracy.
Sorry, I didn't read that correctly. Yeah. They made the sins outlined in Romans chapter 1 their political platform. Boy, didn't they?
And I guess that's something else that I cannot understand for the life of me. And Alex, you kind of hit on this a little bit, but there cannot be that many people that the Democrats can peel off with some of their crazy ideology. I think they lose, like with the African Americans. When you're talking about this trans agenda and the rainbow jihad and all of that, we're not down with that stuff. And then there are many facets of their party platform that they are losing more people, in my humble opinion, than they would gain. So the only thing that I could think of in my head that makes sense is they are like in Minnesota. I think this whole ICE fight is them deflecting all of the attention off of the corruption that's there and having us kind of fight about these little cultural issues that don't matter anyway. That, decent people understand that, 1 and 1 is 2. So, but they'll have us fighting over that while they're stealing billions of dollars. And I guess that's where my head's at when we're talking about, the party platforms and what we stand for, and why I want someone like the conversation that Clay and I are having with you. We're not like super policy geeks. We're not like digging down into the the nuts and bolts of policies and things like that. What we're trying to do is get a feel for you, because we want to know if you're a real man. And you're not one of these politicians that give us these flowery word salads like Ketanji Brown did. We want to understand.
We want to know you're not a Senator Sean Cleary who's a beta boy. There, I said that. Yes.
100%.
There you go. Here's the thing about that is that these are distractions, and they got a playbook. And they keep putting them up because in the background, they're doing all these other things. They did it a couple of years ago when they did the mail-in vote. They did all these other things to subvert our election policies. And now they're doing it by just sucking money out of the government to have fraud. And that's not without a plan. They do that specifically because they can slow down the current administration's policies and good conservative policies by sucking money out of it, like they did right before Trump got in office. So everyone should realize that. And the most important thing is to go aggressively after it. And I'll give you a good one that I know they won't touch with a 10,000-foot pole, but I will touch. And that is the 9,000 or 10,000 senior executive service people working in government right now in Washington. And I'm not talking about the regular ones. I'm talking about bureaucrats. The average pay is $206,000 a year, and you're going to have to cut most of those if you want to get things done in Washington.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. And I think that was not all what Doge was about, looking for stuff like that.
Yep. And then you keep cutting.
About Doge? What do you think about that whole thing? USAID and Doge and all of the corruption.
Let's take a quick break before we go into that. Let's do a quick break on that. We'll come and pick that up because that's important too. And I'm pretty sure I know what Alex thinks about that. So we will be right back after thanking our sponsors. Remember, Lauer Auto Repair, one of my favorites. They've been with us since the beginning, never wavered, always been right there behind us. They're 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota, 701-258-6308. Them guys will do a fantastic job. Doug's done some work for me. I think he's done some for Leon. And plus, he's a pro-American patriot guy. You don't want to miss out on a great place to do business and know that your money, your hard-earned money, is going to a place that has your beliefs in mind. So we'll be right back after this break, and thanks to all our sponsors.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just one block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All right, we are back. Uh-oh, did we lose Alex again? I don't see him on here.
Wow.
Well, I'm pretty sure we can pick it up. So, Jamie, I put it up there. Alex, what's your favorite 5.56 round? We'll bring that back to him when we get him back. I know he's been having some issues there, but I think overall, if we don't get him back here, Alex, I believe, is a pretty solid guy. I know that the first time he ran, I seen all kinds of things about I have a feeling that was put out by the establishment trying to
100%.
really tear him down. But I'd had enough conversations with him personally that I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel he was a plant. I didn't think he was here, digging in to destroy the conservative movement. I just never felt that vibe because he hasn't changed his story. And staying in touch with him and now talking to him here again tonight, Leon, he's saying the same thing. He hasn't wavered. And his message is exactly the same. He's not lying. A liar can't usually repeat the same stuff and make their point, right?
Yep.
He doesn't do that. And I just talking enough with him, I do believe he is a conservative. I guarantee he's more of a conservative than Julie.
Yeah.
And I was glad that he'd come back on. So hopefully we can get him back on here. I hope. I don't know what happened, but.
And I'm gonna say this. I think a lot of and this. I'm going to talk in the micro, and when I say micro, I mean North Dakota politics. But it goes the same for the macro, which is the national thing. I think a lot of our the people that we support, the GOP, are controlled opposition. I think a lot of the times they don't want disruptors in there. They want folks that get in there and understand that this is an orchestrated fight. It's like a Jackie Chan fight. It's not like a MMA fight that's unscripted. What they want is that orchestrated deal. So they would gladly take a Fedora check or a Hoven or oops, sorry, I didn't. Sorry,
no, you got it right. I'm not.
They like those type of people. What they don't like is a wild card, a guy or gal that can't be controlled and is not just going to go. Wait a minute, There are questions that need to be asked. There are things that need to be done. The reason that we have the chaos that we have right now is because Republicans did not draw a line in the sand. We became those that pastel red rather than that bold primary red that Reagan talked about. And I think that's a problem. And I think that people like Alex upset the apple cart, which is why they were like, hey, he's a CIA spy and he's a plant, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I had those same conversations in my ear and sad to say, some people that I trusted. And it kind of makes you jaded because you understand that there's a game being played here, and it's not for our benefit. It's for the establishment's benefit. And I will digress.
No, you're absolutely right, Leon. And Alex is not that kind of candidate. He's a real guy. And he does upset that apple cart. People like me upset the apple cart. I saw it when we went.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I got a kid, I get in trouble for saying it. And I mean, I have some, obviously, I've had a lot of changing in my heart here in the last 4 months, right? But I still believe in right and wrong. I still believe in this country, and I have a deep belief in God. So that's not going to change. But everybody used to say, "Oh, you're up here. You're going to upset the apple cart. Or you're going to, rock the boat." And I always used to tell them, "I got no interest in rocking your boat. I want to sink your boat. I want to kill everybody on it, and I'm going to float my own armada and take over the sea." And that wasn't meant to be mean.
Yep.
That's what you sometimes got to do. That's why wars happen. Do we want war? No, I don't want war. But unfortunately, the evil forces out there force us into it. That's just the way it is. Now, there might be some people that want a war that are evil, but they're not like you and me. They definitely are. We are not the same when it comes to that.
We are not the same. Yeah. You're right about that. And like right now, one of the biggest, I guess.
Get Alex back in here just a second.
Sure.
All right. Do we have you back?
Yeah, you got me. There we go. Can you hear me?
We got you. Let's wrap up our little thing here, Leon, and then we'll bring Alex back into the fold.
Well, I was just going to say one of the biggest fights that I'm having right now with friends of mine in the libertarian.
We're good. Go for it, Leon.
Oh, okay. With more libertarian leanings, and that's how I would describe myself. I'm a Christian conservative with civil libertarian leanings to a point.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys, their mindset is helping with the. I'm hearing some feedback.
Yeah, there's an echo, I think, on Alex's end.
But a lot of their mindset, their policy positions, their positions culturally help facilitate what's going on right now. And sometimes you need to break with your own stubborn mindset in order to see the greater good. And the greater good sometimes supersedes what you want to happen and what you think should happen.
Right.
You got to look long term for that. A lot of times, if you just go with that policy or that party position, and you can see the outcome will not be good. You have to be flexible enough to go, hey, wait a minute, let's pump the brakes and see what's going on here. And I guess that's what.
Absolutely. You hit that on the head as far as I'm concerned. Okay, just like, do we got you now? Do we got you, Alex? Oh, do we have him? Uh-oh. Let's see.
How about now?
Now we can hear
Nothing?
you. We have contact again.
Well, it's slightly delayed, so you look like Max Headroom when you're. No, I'm kidding.
Gosh. For all you millennials and what Gen Zers, whatever they name them, so they don't remember. I'm sure Max Headroom. He's gone again.
And we lost him.
That happens. It does. I look at. Well, let's look at some of these comments because I think that some of them they got. Just give me a minute here. It says Brian says just want a wild card that doesn't become a joker. I don't get some feeling with Alex. I don't get that. Got it. But we have seen it too many times. True.
100%.
True, we've seen that before, no doubt about it. Dougie thinks Alex would do better in the Senate. Hey, I think he'd make a great senator. I really do. But generally, the House is maybe a little easier to win. And I can tell you, running against Kevin or Hoeven, Hoeven's probably the better bet. Tons of money, big war chests there. They've been there a long time. By the way, how do people get so rich in Congress, but they didn't start out that way? Just a question. Anyway, I think I'm going to make this statement my motto. This is from Dan. It's great to have an ideology, but you also have to live in the real world. Push for your ideology, but work with your fellow citizen for result. And I guess that kind of goes with what me and Jamie have talked about. I imagine you've visited with him about this too, is that we all know what we want, right? I mean, if we could go in there today and say, this is who we want, put them in office, wouldn't that be great? Unfortunately, some places you got to tread a little lightly to get elected and then implement. Let's just face it. Trump's first campaign was a lot different than his second, wasn't it?
Yep.
But he went in there as an unknown. How that wild card disrupted the whole system, which was fantastic. By the way, I was a Ted Cruz guy at first. Ted Cruz lost the primary. Boom, I'm a Trump guy. It was just that simple. And then his second term, because he got stolen from the in-between term, he come in guns a-blazing, and he ran his campaign that way. Everybody knew what they were getting when they voted, and it was pretty resounding, wasn't it?
Did you see him when that idiot UAW worker at the Ford plant was giving him guff?
Yeah,
that's what I voted for right there.
I've seen a ton of memes with people now. They got him cruising around in a car, flipping the bird, going by walls of his place, and some others. People get pretty creative pretty fast, don't they? Oh, we lost Alex again.
This ain't meant to happen, man. There's something up here.
If nothing else, we'll have him back on. Or either that, he needs to come to your place, and we'll set him up in studio.
100%.
Then we'll have him. I have been trying. I don't know if you can see it. I've got a new boom up here to set up a platform here. I'll be hooking 2 cameras up, and I can have guests around here, hopefully.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something similar. I like this space with my concept. I mean, obviously, I love the bunker. The bunker is that's the spot, man.
Well,
but
I'm downstairs in my bunker, so
yeah. Like when you called me today, I was down there. I can't hear anything down there. It's but I'm thinking about doing that also, just having like one-on-ones with someone like a local guy that I respect or gal that I respect, and just having like a long form conversation sitting right here, man.
Well, absolutely. I think it'd be great. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about on some of this, Leon's got Blackbeard Logic right here on Guns of the 701 Network. That's every single Friday night at 5 o'clock Mountain, 6 o'clock p.m. Central. And I'm telling you, he covers it all. And with what's going on around Fargo, it's not hard to have shows over there, is it? There's plenty to talk about.
We got the city of Fargo, man.
And you got Rob Porkchop over there. So, I mean, you got that bloated. Anyway.
And I'm going to say this. People, and stop doing this. I'm begging you. They will send me little messages, PMs, and they'll be like, "Did you hear what Rob Port says? He's on right now." I can't last a minute. I can't last a minute. It's like me on prom night all over again. I can't do it, man. I'm done. I can't do it. And then when I popped on there and I see Fedora Check on there, and I'm like, oh my God.
Well, and Dan just he said, yeah, she just sold out the port, and I don't know why he'd go on port anything for port. He's irrelevant except to a small group of liberals who are never ever going to vote for you.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
He is not irrelevant, and that's what guys and gals, I cannot stress this enough. These people are not dumb. Rob Ford, a lot of people think that he's dumb. A lot of people think that he's irrelevant in the world. He is not. That's the scary thing. That is the dangerous thing. This dude has a big platform, and we are trying to get there. And I know that there are more of us than there are of those idiots. But right now, that guy has a big platform. And the fact that he can get on there, him with his fat face and portly body and that lady boy with the beard that he jaw jacks with every day.
So I got a question, Leon. So it must be more east, because I can tell you over here, nobody hardly even knows who he is over here.
That dude consistently on his live stream has between 1,200 and 2,500 live stream viewers. And he has a big platform.
It's got to be mostly over there, though. Which, let's face it, there's a ton of votes from that area.
Yep.
But when you look at it a statewide thing, he really is irrelevant. At least West Rivers, I know nobody. They might have heard of him, but they don't think much of him, nor do they listen to him, nor do they care.
Do you know how many letters to the editor I have written to the forum, and just in the past couple weeks? You know how many of them got published?
I don't, because I don't see the forum.
Zero.
I imagine. Is that why they're showing up on Facebook? Is that some of them?
Absolutely.
Good.
So what I do is I retool them, put them out on my social media.
Matthew Simon. Never heard of her. I love it. Hey, I think we got Alex back. Alex, are you back? Oh, now we can't hear him. Uh-oh. I don't know if you can hear us, but we can't hear you, Alex.
And Dan does me a solid. We kind of share info back and forth, me and Dan. And we're gonna make a go at this thing. We're gonna double team. I'm gonna be Ric Flair. He's gonna be Macho Man, Randy Savage, and we're gonna do this thing.
We'll get Dan on the show maybe either a Wednesday or Friday night and have some fun. I mean, you got to remember we can do whatever we want. We're not exactly tied into a certain type of show or a certain time. We can do a pop-up anytime we want.
Can I do a plug for my book here?
Yes, do it. By the way, I need to get a copy of that. I got my boys are, they're quite a bit older, but I still think I could use that book.
So I don't know if you guys remember, but there was this big dust up in the Fargo-Moorhead area about this liberal white woman who apparently hates herself. And she has a book in the elementary schools, and basically it's white shaming all of the bad, horrible white people. And people were asking, how is this in the schools and this and that? And I said, you know what? I'm going to write a book. And I did. I finished the manuscript in November. It's called God Spark. Right now, I'm looking for an illustrator. But if you can see this picture, this is basically it. It's me and Eli. We're having a conversation, and we're talking about the Imago Dei. The way I couch
to everybody what that means.
The way I couch the Imago Dei. The Imago Dei is the image of God. It is and if you go to my Facebook page and you look for this picture here, I have an excerpt from the first chapter there that breaks it down where an 8 to 10-year-old can understand it. But basically, the Imago Dei is the image of God. It's imprinted on every infant the second you're born. It's encoded in your DNA. And I'm calling that the God Spark. And it's a play off of the words from Transformer, the All Spark that gives life to all of the Transformers. They all have an All Spark in there that animates them. Well, this is the God Spark. It is the Imago Dei. And it doesn't matter if you're white or black. That's the spark that matters. And a lot of us have failed to see the Imago Dei in our fellow man. And as I explained it to Eli, basically, way back in the day, the people that look like me and Eli sold people that look like me and Eli to people that look like his buddy Mike. And all of what those people were all missing was they could not see the God spark in their fellow man. And I break it down from there. So it's like a 6-chapter book. I'm working to get an illustrator for it. The manuscript is done. That's the cover right there. And I'm going to try to get it into the Fargo-Moorhead public school system. It's a completely different take. Yeah, it's a completely different take than the garbage that they're giving these kids right now. I don't believe in the identity politics. I don't believe that a white person has to step down in order for me to step up. And that's one of the things that I explained to Eli in this book. What I believe is God gave us all gifts. And he gave every single one of us at birth the God spark, the Imago Dei, the image of God. And as long as we can see that in our fellow man, we're going to be all right. It's when we stop seeing that and stop allowing our own God spark to shine where we have a problem.
And that's tying in exactly what we're seeing, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. If you understand that concept of the Imago Dei, you are pro-life.
Yeah,
you can't be anything other than pro-life. You can't be anything other than anti-thug. You can't be everything is better when you start with that, in my humble opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And, it's like when that whole, luckily we had the right Supreme Court decision that kicked it to the states, but you're either pro-life or you're anti-life. There's no pro-choice. You are pro-life or you're anti-life. That's how I used to always do it. And people look at me like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, I'm pro-life. I don't believe in abortion. You're
no caveat.
Pro-choice. You believe in killing. You are anti-life. That's what that is. And, of course, I'm pretty blunt. I see things pretty clear. So
I have that same problem. I have that same affliction, man. And
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, a lot of it is semantics. And one thing that the Democrats and the left are really good at is using semantics in order to fight their battles. Like right now, they're calling the ICE agents Gestapo. Well, that just means that...
Uh-oh. I'm gonna mute you, Alex. We were getting horrible feedback there. Oh, man.
Wow. We came in with a bang, brother.
I know we got Alex's picture here, but we were having horrible feedback on that. So if there's something else on there, Alex, we probably need to fix that now. Oh, now we got all kinds of things going on. How's that now? No, bad, very bad. There must be something else on it. So we're having a rough night with Alex's stuff out there. So
yeah, that kind of sucks, man.
It does. Let's try it. Let's see now. How about now?
It's somewhere.
Huh? I think we got you.
Don't touch nothing.
Don't touch anything. It's working. So we're getting into the last hour. Leon, go ahead and wrap up what you're saying there. I didn't mean to do that to you, but.
Well, no, I'm pretty much done. Basically, the long and the short is word of mouth on this book is going to be huge. So I need all of you folks to kind of keep this God spark, keep that on the top of mind.
I'm just listening now.
When it's coming,
but I'm enjoying the show
when it comes out.
Yeah,
to them, but I can't hear them now.
Well, now they can't hear us. Okay. No, I encourage you guys to get this book. I've got some nieces and nephews. I know I could portray this to in a little better way than me just reading Bible scripture to them, because that's a little deep for them sometimes.
Oh yeah, I was at so when I first got to this area, Enderlin, I hooked up with the local men's Bible study group.
Okay, yeah.
And so I just kind of first couple of times I just kind of sit back, that sort of thing. Good. And then the first time I actually started speaking, I noticed that a lot of these guys, like I was losing them. Like they didn't understand the things that I was. And I understood then, and my wife told me this. She kind of helped me with this. A lot of people love God. They love Jesus, and it's on a rudimentary kind of level. Mm-hmm. But once you break it down, they don't just know him; they love him. they can see
They
clearly.
form that relationship.
100%.
And that's, you and I have had this discussion, and I mean, I know this is Guns in the 701, but you've seen, I'm sure you've seen it. Everybody has seen it, and I don't apologize for it. I never had the relationship I thought I had until now. And that's huge. I mean, it happened. I guess the things that happened in that series of events from September till November had to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes they do, man.
I mean, I'm pretty hard-headed and stubborn, and I fix my own things, right? And I found out I don't control nothing.
I'm the same way. Yeah, I've fallen hard to do. Like when sometimes I look up and I'm just like, yes, really, you know. But sometimes you need to be down. And I consider myself a babe in the woods when it comes to theology. Like I listen to people like Steve Dace, and I'm like, God, I'm still in elementary school, dude. But sometimes one of the best things I've found that you can do is get with a group of guys and just chop it up. That's it.
It's so what do you want to say? It's very, very uplifting to be with like-minded people on that. And you'll learn a lot from those people, especially people that know more about it than me. That's for sure. I'm a newbie to this.
You don't seem like it. Like I read some of your dailies, and I'm like, holy crap.
But I mean, so I've read the Bible. Okay, I've read it a few times, but I have never went into it like I'm doing now. I have a very good grasp of it. I can see it. I can see it clearer now than I ever have, Leon. I don't know. I'm not even going to question why. I know why. I think you know why. I just have this deep understanding, and I read a King James version, and I actually enjoy that more than I do an NIV.
I do too. I love reading it. When I want to understand it, obviously NIV. But when I want to just get into it, when I want to feel like I'm right there, and I'm talking with Peter, or I'm talking with
can you imagine? I've been reading Acts. I've really been studying Acts because we all know that's right after the crucifixion, and Peter, they're coming out and they're saying, "Hey, not coming out like you're thinking, people." No, they come out there and they've seen him, right? They've seen the resurrection. Can you imagine being Peter, seeing that, and you've got people that are doubting you?
Thomas, you still over there doubt? No,
I mean, it's just Dan, he says, by the way, Clay, I read your daily Bible reading every day. Yeah, I can't believe the following I've gotten on that. I do. I have a group of people. You're on that list too, Leon, that I send to people every morning, and that list keeps growing. And people are now requesting it. I never saw that coming, Leon, ever. I just thought some people could use a little uplifting word every morning.
Yep.
And then I've definitely changed a lot, I think, in the last 4 months, and for the good. It's not a bad thing. I
sometimes slip. I
do too.
This past week, if you look at my Facebook, I probably used a little more profanity than I needed to.
I still slip too. It's just our human sinful nature, and we don't know how to do. I find a lot of strength in the word. That's why I read it every morning. I really do. I like a guy. Have you ever heard of Jonathan Shuttlesworth?
No.
He's in that southern area, and he's got a show called. He's actually got a whole church, or it's based on, called Revival Today. That's his organization. You might want to check him out. Just Google him. No, don't Google him. Use Brave. The heck with Google. And use Jonathan Shuttlesworth. And just go check him out. Now, he is kind of an evangelist, but the guy, you can tell, has a huge love for the word. And he's like any of us. He's seen rock bottom too. Where that point comes in your life is entirely personal between you and God. Yep. But when it hits, and it don't have to be that you're sitting in a jail cell. It can be something as simple as you just don't know what to do anymore because you have no control, and you're watching your son in pain every day, and there's nothing you can do. The doctors aren't telling you. That's a low point. It is, but that's when faith probably gets its strongest, in my opinion, in situations like that.
100%. I again, well, I guess I'm not going to get into that story, but I can tell you this: without a rejiggering of my faith, we would not have Eli, and I would be sitting in an empty house right now.
Yep.
Without that, because I know people think that I'm just this great guy with this awesome personality and all of that. But at one point in my life, I was kind of a dick. And, my wife was kind of, she's upset. She didn't want to be with that guy anymore.
Didn't want to be with a dick.
Yeah, pretty much. It's weird how women are like that. They don't like being with guys like that,
Yep.
And
I hear you.
and sometimes you have to be brought to your knees. Sometimes you gotta drop some salt water on the ground, and
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and so we don't have a lot of time left, as I like to keep them at 2 hours. But you and I might have to just do something with Vance, because Vance is very good too.
Yeah,
and I think we could have a really good theological discussion and how we all came to this.
Oh,
it
sure.
all happened in a different way at different times in our lives. I mean,
Vance has a really.
Yes.
I saw a YouTube video where he was being interviewed.
Yep. That was down at our hog camp the 1 year we were down there.
And I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, he did that interview, and I knew most of that because I've known him a long time. But I'm telling you, if and we know he can, if he's saved, all of us can be. I'm 100%. Telling you that right now. And I can tell you, I used to lean on Vance a lot when he lived here. When he had to move back down to Georgia, I kind of was like, oh man, but I still talked to him. It just wasn't the same as I call him up going, hey man, let's get together and go fishing. And I got some things I need to talk about, And yeah. So, but It does help having this technology. That wasn't even around then. So yeah. Matthew says, don't sell yourself shortly on. You've always been you've also for amazing singing voice. I can't even talk tonight or read. But all right.
Wait,
well,
what? I do. Wait, hang on. I do not have a good singing voice. Ask my wife. I try to sing in church. She looks at me and she's like, "Shut up." Now
I don't know if I'm good, but I am part of our Christmas choir because they need a baritone in there, and that's kind of what I can hit. So that's what I do, and I guess I'm in.
I can go. I can do old Negro spirituals like Mother. I can do that. I can. Once the mouth opens, it's all downhill.
Yeah, Matthew, don't cut yourself short either. You probably read the Bible in Hebrew. I wouldn't doubt that, Dad. By the way, if you guys don't know Matthew is a very, very intelligent man, and he's very well spoken, and that's why he's doing such a great job. And he's a great guy. Get to know him. I'm telling you, that guy is solid too. So
and he is also a guy that isn't afraid to turn a wrench. He isn't afraid. Like he's got calluses on his hands.
I want to pick his brain so bad because him and I think I got some questions for him. I got Dougie, which is great too, at LAUER Auto Repair, and my buddy Kalon. They've all given me a lot of advice on how to get these old rigs back on the road, like I did that 62. But Kalon was a big part of that. But I'm telling you, it's kind of cool. I really love learning all these things I didn't know before about these older rigs. There's nothing more, I don't know, calming, and some people might call it stressful. I don't. It's very relaxing working on something like that and then making it run again. I love it. So yeah, Tom Donaldson says, yep, he's a great leader. I guess I should go through some of these comments before we wrap. They've been coming in. I apologize, everybody.
I sing 10 or 12 miles away.
Yeah. David says affirmative action doesn't apply to God or decency. I can't wait to see that book, Leon. That's from David. So awesome. And he's got young children, so perfect candidate there. Tom says it's the only two choices. It's either just like you either love Jesus or you don't. Yeah, there's really no other choice, is there, Leon? You either give your heart to God and to Jesus, or we know what the other consequence is. Doesn't look good. Go read Revelation.
You see people that say that they have, and then the fruit of their actions doesn't kind of. I mean, and again, we're all flawed. I'm flawed. Daily, I'm in my truck and I curse out a liberal, and I go, "Geez, I'm so sorry." You know.
Wow. I do say when I'm driving in Bismarck, and I'm like, no, you shouldn't say that. They can't hear you anyway, and it's not right. You know? Do the old Larry the Cable Guy. I apologize, Lord, and me and the pygmy. Yeah, but it says Dan says, I don't feel like profanity is that bad. Actually, it's true honesty. True, but it is actually in Scripture. We shouldn't be doing that either. And I fail at it. I fail at it. And then I got to ask for forgiveness. Yeah. By the way, speaking of that, Eric Newman, who's another godly man, his wife and him, I believe, is 19 years of wedded bliss. And he shared Proverbs. I thought that was a great little verse that he had on his Facebook. And then I went and I put a verse from Genesis. And of course, imagine the one that I had on there. It was from Adam and Eve and God taking the rib and creating woman, and thought that was fitting. And if you haven't read any of it, everybody, please go check it out.
Yeah.
Go look.
Wait, they've been married, so she put up with Eric for 19 years.
6 kids too.
Give that woman a hand. I'm just...
and they homeschool, and she does a fantastic job. And they're all very, very good children. Gunner's great. It's the only boy he's got, but his
Gunner.
Gunner. He named him Gunner. Yeah. Nice. So, all right. Well, I want to do a recap here again. So Friday, I will be on with Mitchell in the morning. Todd Mitchell in the morning, 7:15 a.m. Mountain, 8:15 Central. I'm not quite sure. I haven't decided what I really want to visit. There's so many things going out there. Probably, I see there's a court case. We'll see where that's at. There's one headed to the Supreme Court, which is going to be interesting. We might mention it, but I might trample on walls a little bit over there. And, there's South Dakota's trying to get rid of their suppressor stuff. I'm going to see if there's any movement on that in the legislature, and we'll just see where we go. And then, of course, your show. You want to plug your own show?
Black Beard Logic, 6:00 Central Time. It's kind of the only time I go by, Central Time. But I am also on CPT time. If you guys tuned in, if you tuned in last week, and I don't even know if you know this, I stopped through Fargo. Jay wanted to have me on the show, so I hopped in there. I was late getting there, so by the time I got home, I was late almost for the show. So that's kind of how I roll. And
then you went pretty long too.
And again, I said I'm sorry, Clay.
No, you're fine. I was sitting in an ice house trying to listen to you, and I was like, it's coming in and out a little bit, but I was having a little trouble there. But I was like, he's going pretty long. But me and my buddy Kelly Atlanta, we were tuned in. So hey, you can go more than 2.
I try to keep my eye on the time, and I'm trying this whole thing like back when I did radio way back. We had a show clock, and I try to hit the commercials, and I try to manage my I'm garbage.
We were a little lax tonight, and I apologize to my sponsors, but they are faithful and they're with us, so we appreciate all of them. And I played 2 of the big, I played all 4 of them twice, so that was good. I got to put this one up here, and I appreciate that, Dan. He goes, it's nice to see people's faith in the open, because by showing your faith, you enable others to gain confidence. And I'm just going to close with this, because when I was in Bismarck yesterday, day before when I did Michael Bell's show, so I was sitting there having a little quick bite to eat, and I had my, this is our Turning Point sweatshirt on. And a guy, he kept looking, come over, he goes, hey, where did you get that? And I go, well, this one I made because I didn't want to wait for the one, because the Charlie Kirk site had, crashed because everybody was, essentially, or they were way behind. So I made one, and then I finally got my other one. But then we had a nice conversation about that whole incident. And I don't know about you, Leon, but since that happened in September, I have seen more openness about people's faith than I've ever seen in my life, when just meeting random people.
100%.
And it's good to see.
100%. Yeah.
I think that, even our church is fuller. I think churches as a whole are seeing membership and attendance rise. I hope it doesn't go away. I mean, we're into January now, and I have not seen it tick down yet. I just haven't, not in my world. So I'm glad to see it.
The thing is, it's going to take influencers like you and me and other folks to not let it die.
Right.
What we had gotten used to is what Rush used to say, brown bagging our Christianity, because you don't want to offend people. Well, I'm sorry. If my Christianity offends you, then you probably should stop doing the thing that you're doing. You are the one that's being embarrassed by your own actions. I got nothing to be ashamed of. So it's right here on. I roll up my sleeves. You see the black, and then you see the Christian. That's pretty much it.
I just see the Christian. I never have seen color. I don't care. I can dislike someone of color as easy as I can someone as white, easy as someone.
100%.
I just don't care about it. I really don't. So, but so we got another show that's going to be coming up here, of course, next Wednesday. Dusty Backer is going to be joining me. We're going to be talking CWD and North Dakota Game and Fish, and you know how we are. And we were kind of doing some of that yesterday on Daryl's show. And then, of course, hopefully here at the end of the month, I think David's going to be ready to launch his first episode of 701 Marksman. But don't forget that every single Sunday, we have Sportsman Sunday Devotion with Vance Bishop. And that comes on at 7 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time. Oh, what I got to remember? Is it Mountain Time? Oh, I can't remember, Leon. Help me out here. Is it 7 o'clock?
It is 7.
It's 7. Okay. Yep, 7 o'clock a.m.
Yep.
I'm sorry. My Vance, I'm sorry if you're listening tonight. I've got a lot of things going on here tonight. So, and that one's been picking up too, and he does a really good job of bringing scripture forth and then tying it into hunting. I don't know how, I've never seen anyone do it that way, but it's pretty cool. And last week he had on some really weird fishing laws across the country. So
the past couple of broadcasts, he has like weird hunting laws or weird fishing things. Yeah, I like it. I wake up on Sunday morning. I do my whole little routine, and then it's automatically set to pop on with Vance. So, and you can do that. Like, if you use YouTube,
just hit your notification.
Yeah, hit the notification, and it'll start playing.
And I want to remind everybody, see over there in that corner, hit that with the QR. Thanks to those that have done it, and subscribe. It's really easy. We got things as low as $5 a month up to $75. And I want to thank everybody who's done it so far and done different levels. So appreciate that. This ain't free. we do pay the bills here. So, all right. I don't have anything else except tell everybody thank you. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you. And by the way, again, I can't reiterate this enough. No, Jamie and I did not have a breakup. In fact, I stopped and talked to Jamie yesterday. Things are good. He's going to maybe try some of his own deal. I don't know. I wish him the best. I truly do. And if it works out, him and I were talking. We might even have, if he gets a show, or even if he doesn't, he's definitely going to still come on once in a while, be our guest, or maybe do something like that. And I definitely welcome that. So,
Kelly is a little late.
Kelly, you're a little late. That's my buddy out there, is ice fishing with. We're just about wrapped up for the night. But thanks for tuning in, Kelly. We need to visit anyway. I was wondering how if the fishing has gotten any better, if some ice is building out that way, because it sure isn't here. So. Leon, you want to leave anybody with a closing part?
Well, I'd just like to say one thing that I love about this is just chopping it up with like-minded people. I love this, dude. And I like having conversations with people like you, going through the comments. Doug, I only go long. I got you, Doug. That whole thing. And the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of us out there. Sometimes I get discouraged. I'm reading the forum, or I'm watching the crazy antics on KVRR or KVLY, and I'm just like, God, this cannot be North Dakota. This cannot be the society that I live in now. And then so I love hopping on here and just kind of chopping it up with you and everyone else, and just going, okay, there are sane patriots left, not just in North Dakota, but in America, and it gives my spirit hope. So I'll leave you with that. You guys raise my spirit. So God bless you guys.
Absolutely. God bless all of you. And remember, everything belongs to God. Without him, nothing happens for us. So just trust in your Lord and give praise to God for everything you have. And that's how I'm going to end tonight, guys.
God bless. Good night.
I will say, Corey says, road trips, more road trips. On that note, we will see everybody on Friday. And then, of course, Sunday, we have a Sunday devotion. And, of course, then next Wednesday, we will have the regular show right here. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Appreciate it. And we will see everybody soon right here on the GAT 701 network.